Hey, good evening. It's Paul, 2P Productions, Paul's Photography, North Wales. And the last time I posted a video to do with photography, I was going about what was I going to use in my bag to complement my Sony A850, and I was talking about my Sony A77 that I bought, and I was saying what a good camera the A77 was and how impressed I was with it. Also, how impressed I was with the 850. And as a lot of you will probably know, in December last year, 2013, Sony sort of rocked the photography world a little bit with the mirrorless cameras, with the E-mount system. You're probably all aware of the NEXs. They went from the NEX3, the 5, the 7, and then they probably pinnacled on the NEX6. Absolutely amazing mirrorless camera. APS-C sensor like your DSLRs. Anyhow, they went one stage further, like I say, in December, and they went out and Sony produced two phenomenal mirrorless E-mount full frame cameras. The A7 with 24mm megapixels and the A7R with 36. It's an absolute resolution monster. So I decided I would go and buy one of them two cameras. So I thought, do I need 36 or do I need 24mm megapixel? My A850's 24, my 77's 24. So I thought, nah, I'll go for 24. I'll go and buy the A7R. As good as the A7R, I bought the A7, not the A7R. The A7R is a phenomenal camera, and I've seen the results that come off it, but for what I use a camera for and for the type of photography I do, I don't personally require a resolution monster at 36mm megapixels. So I bought an A7. There's a few advantages to buying the A7 over the A7R. You get a slightly faster burst rate, you get a slightly better sync rate on your flash when you mount a flash on the camera, and the biggest one is the autofocus system. On the A7R you get a contrast detection autofocus system. On the A7 you get a phase detection and a contrast detection autofocus system. The A7 focuses a lot better and a lot faster, but the A7R is aimed at a slightly higher market. They're trying to pull the pros in off the Canons and Nikons to get them onto the Sony system. So I bought an A7. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. Since I made the last video, I've actually also sold my A850 because that, to be brutally honest, I'll just take the mount off it on the lens. I don't know if you can see inside there we go. A full frame sensor and an E-mount camera. It is ginormous. The camera itself, that is it. It's really small. It's absolutely brilliant camera. On that, you can mount any E-mount lens. Every E-mount lens is compatible. They will all work. You can use your NEX lenses on it, which I'm going to do now. I've got an NEX6 here with the 1650 power zoom lens. That on the NEX6 is a great lens. I don't care what anybody says, you can use these lenses on your A7 because that's an APS-C lens designed for the NEX6. On the NEX6 that's 16mm megapixels. On the A7 it's only 10. But don't whinge about it being only 10. Because the images you're going to pull off, even on an APS-C cropped lens, on something like an A7, they're absolutely amazing, because you're still using what you've got available of your full frame sensor. Absolutely amazing with that lens. Now, Sony played very clever with this E-mount system. You can go, like I say, throw your NEX lenses on that fit any of the APS-C sensors NEX range. And whilst we're here, I'll just show you. That's an NEX APS-C sensor. I'll quickly whip this lens off and I'll just show you the difference. Okay, so I can get them both in shot at the same time. Done like that, I suppose. There we are. Hopefully you can see the difference. There's APS-C and full frame in E-mount. There we are, got them. Just shows you the difference. It's a lot bigger sensor. Now what Sony did with this, they released this with one lens initially. I didn't buy the lens, I only bought a body. But what you do when you buy a body, you buy an adapter. Whether you're a Canon shooter, a Nikon shooter, or like myself, I've always used Sony A-mount. Go buy yourself an adapter. That's a Sony adapter. It's the LEA4 full frame adapter, which you use to mount onto your E-mount, which on it you mount any of your Sony A-mount lenses. You do as you always do with your Sony camera, orange dot, line up with the orange dot. A-mount lens on the Sony adapter, which will then line up with, it'll fit on the NEX6 because it's E-mount, bang, it'll go on. Or you put it on your A7 or your a7r. And again, it's so simple. If it's an E-mount, you get a white dot. You get a white dot on the adapter as well. There she is. And all you do, what you do with your A-mounts, you mount it on. So there we go. E-mount camera, A-mount lens. Like I say, if you're Nikon or you're Canon, you can buy an adapter, sell your Canon body if that's how you wish to go, or your Nikon body, keep your Canon or Nikon lenses, use your Sony body with the lenses you've got now. The system's so adaptable. You can put Leica lenses on it. As I say, Canon, Nikon, any lens you can think of, there's an adapter out there. Some of the adapters, like this adapter, utilise an autofocus system, so every lens I've got, bar one, and be warned, Tamron, some of the Tamron lenses aren't yet compatible with the E-mount system. They'll work on your A-mount cameras, or your Canon or your Nikon with autofocus, but I'm afraid to say if you put them onto one of these, an A7 or an a7r, certain ones, it's not them all, won't work in autofocus. It's not an issue with the Tamron lens I've got because mine's a Tamron 90f 2.8, it's a macro lens. So if you're shooting macro, you're going to be in manual focus anyhow. So it doesn't really make a lot of difference. But But the manual focus on these cameras is out of this world. I don't know if you can see this, I'm just going to... There we are. Now, bang, it's got focus. I can't see the screen at the moment, but I'm assuming, yeah, if you can see on the screen all the little red dots. Admittedly, I'm just firing at my computer, so let's just go. We'll just take a shot, bang. But if you can see on the screen, it's I've got the focus peaking turned on, and I always use focus peak in red. If you're manual focusing, it tells you what you got in focus. So focusing in manual, it's easy peasy on one of these. You get the same on the NEX, you get focus peaking. I got the same on my A7, I got focus peaking. It's brilliant. So it's just a little update to let you know what I'm now using. As I say, sold me A850, and I've gone on to the mirrorless system for my full frame photography. I only had it 3 weeks, but in the 3 weeks I've had it, I'm really happy with it. The biggest advantage of it is weight. The body weighs less than 400 grams, so the body's really light compared to the A850, which was nearly 900 grams, so it's half the weight straight away. Okay, I ain't saving any weight on the lenses because I'm still using A-mount full frame lenses, so I'm always going to have heavy lenses. It no matter which lens I use. My 7210, that's a big heavy lens, that's solid, it's got metal construction. The 2485, it's a metal constructed lens. They're all heavy, but it's a lot easier to carry around because of its size. It's a lot smaller. I can get away with taking a 28 prime out with me, a 2485, a 7210, and I take a 2x converter out with me. I'm not taking my ginormous bag out with me quite so often, which the SLR's in, because I found myself taking out the A7 and the NEX, and I haven't come across anything yet that I haven't been able to do. But there's only one thing, and I think a lot of people have got to come round to the fact that you turn up at a shoot and the people who've hired you to come and do the shoot are expecting you to turn up with a massive bag full of lenses and full of DSLR bodies, and you get yourself out of your bag something this small, and they look at you daft and they think, they must be going through the reds, they must be thinking, who the hell have I hired? What's he doing bringing a point and shoot? It's going to take a couple of years for people to realise the mirrorless camera's here to stay, and there's pro photographers now out there using them because they're as good as your SLRs. The image quality is as good, the functionality is as good, but it just makes travelling around with them and the amount of gear you have to take with you, particularly the weight side of it, it's a lot nicer to carry these things around, these mirrorless cameras, than SLR bodies. The only SLR I've kept is the A77, because there are instances where I need an SLR. It's just, to be honest, it's pose factor. You turn up with a nice SLR around your neck, big lens on it, it looks the part, but these little mirrorless cameras nowadays are as good if not better. So the general public just needs educating a little bit into the fact that photography is moving on. It doesn't stay still. It's evolving as years go by, like everything else. If you remember your very first mobile phone back in the 90s, how big was it? What functions did it have on it? What did it do? Didn't do a lot. It made phone calls. You were lucky if it did a text message. It didn't even have a memory with names on it, it just had a memory with numbers. And look where we're up to now with mobile phones. Same thing again. They've been miniaturised. This one, years ago, I wouldn't imagine I'd have a 6.3 inch screen on a mobile phone with a 12 million megapixel camera, full HD video, internet connectivity. It's technology, it moves on. We've accepted phones have moved on. Why can't people accept cameras have moved on? Another good point with these, if you're out in the field and you've got a smartphone with you, like I always carry, be it an iPhone or my Samsung Mega 6.3, you take a photograph on this phone and you need to get it somewhere very, very fast. You've got two choices. You've either got, the camera creates a Wi-Fi network which connects to your phone. It sends the photo you want to dispatch straight away to your phone. Or if you've got near field communication, NFC on your phone, it's a matter of going camera, phone, choose the photo, donk. The phone goes beep, take it away, confirm, photos on your phone. You can do what you can then send it on via an email, via an SMS. The photo's gone. You might be a journo, you might be paparazzi, you need that shot out really, really fast. These are the kind of things you need to be carrying nowadays. They've got what you need on them. You're not having to wait to get to your computer to email them to your office. You can do it whilst you're out in the field. Mobile phone, Sony A7, a7r. It's got all the functionality you need. So, little update, that's where I've gone. I've gone down the A7 route. So, not a lot of photos done with it yet, but the couple I have done with it, and I'll show you a couple now very quickly. You might not be able to see this one. It might not show up very well. It's my cat. She was watching the birds outside the house, so I just fired her. Thought, yeah, get something out of the cat. She's worth it. And off the North Wales coast where I live at the moment, they're building a wind farm. So I put an 800 with a 2x converter on the A7, and that's about 5 miles out to sea. I haven't cropped this photo, it's as it come out the camera. So that shows you some of the quality. This next photo I'm going to show you is the very, very first photo that came out of the A7, and it actually was taken with the 1650 NEX lens, because at the time I didn't have the converter for it, so I was using the NEX lens. It's my goddaughter. Again, that's just my goddaughter walking towards me, and I just got the camera in portrait mode and I just went click. That's the very, very first photo that came out of that A7. Really, really happy with the photograph. Right, thanks for listening to me witter on once more. When I get the time, I'll post some more updates on the A7. I'll do some comparison shoots now as well, because I've got the A7, I've got the NEX6 now, and I've got the A7, so 2 mirrorless cameras, 1 SLT. Obviously, it all comes down to what free time I get, and I don't get an awful lot at the moment. because to be honest I'm working flat out 7 days a week at the moment. A lot of people say I'm being really silly doing that, but once I've got the work in, a lot of you will probably agree, got the work, take the work, do the work, because you don't know when it's going to be a bit of a lean period, so take it, do it, enjoy what you're doing, and then when you've got the time, go out, just generally take your cameras out, go and have some fun. Good night everybody, see you again.